Hello, Gamer Nation! Hi everyone, welcome to this stream. I hope you're doing well today. I'm doing great. I'm having a great time. Hi Salak. Hi, points come to me. Points come to me. And Freddy, hi. Quimbrick, Quimbonk. That's a lovely little like 2-word story you've got going on there. So can't find too much on Little Nightmares 2, the first part of Hospital. Little Nightmares moment died maybe 40 to 50 times, I think. Goodness. I've actually never played any of the Little Nightmares games. It's another one that's on that list of things that I probably should have played at some point because it's a standard game that people like a lot. But then yeah, I've just never played it. To be fair, horror isn't really my genre unless it's like Slay the Princess horror. You know, Slay the Princess has been right up my alley of horror. And many other horror games are not. Excited for the third. No, they're making a third one. Pop off. Nice. I love me some horror. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll admit I like horror as a genre. I really like horror like books, short stories style. Analog horror, my beloved. I do love analog horror. I will say. Oh my gosh, yes, analog horror. Fantastic stuff. Love analog horror. But like horror games, you know, the like. Ooh, spooky, there's a guy coming to get you kind of horror is really not my thing. It'll come next year in 2026. IDK, You know, it's kind of funky to think that 2026 is 2 years away. That feels, it sounds like such a future year. And that's you are horror? Got him? No, I've been got! I've been absolutely got. Oh, and Slug, thank you for getting first. I was wondering when someone was gonna redeem that. Greetings. Hi, friend. Thank you for the not first. Welcome on in. Yeah, it's kind of funky stuff on the horror side of things. Just in time? Yeah. Oh, just in time. There we go. No, it's funky on the horror side of things because I love horror as a genre, and I have like a novel concept that I want to write that's gothic horror, But yeah, horror games, spooky. How is you from me? I'm doing all right, thank you. That's actually the end of our intro section. Thanks, Twitch. Thanks, Twitch moment. Sorry, I'm going to adjust some music volume. Yeah, I'm doing pretty alright. I'm having a pretty decent day. I'm excited to be back on Tuesdays now. It was kind of weird for a minute having Tuesdays be busy, but yeah, I'm back on Tuesdays now, pretty permanently, I think. My scheduling conflicts have been cleared up. So, yeah, I've been getting into reading more, actually. Pretty nice. You know, reading is pretty epic. I'm a big reading enjoyer. I've actually got a series that I've been working my way through. I've told you guys about it so many times, but, the first book is called The Thief. I've recently finished up the 4th book, and I'm getting ready to read the 5th. Right time when you press the button the right time, and it'll say starts to... I don't know what the main person you play. What? Huh? Quimbook? Quimbook. Me when I'm a book. Quimby? Yeah? Hey, what's up, friend? Bongo? Bongo! Sorry, Bongo. Bongo cat. Quimbongo? Quimbongo. I like the little things you're doing with my name there. That's good. I like that a lot, actually. I think it's fun. I think it's delightful. I loved Quimbrick and Quimbonk earlier. Again, just like a lovely little 2-word story here. But here, let's go ahead and change the scene. 3, 2, 1, and bop. We are in. Oh, sorry. Let me get back to the menu. Slay the Princess. I love this game. I love this game so much. It's so fantastic. I am thrilled to be here, so genuinely. We finished up with the second bad ending last time. I've killed the princess all the times that I need to. From here on out, it's just good endings all the time. Except maybe one meta ending that I might actually not even do on stream because it seems like it's it's a lot of the very same thing. We can talk about that later. For the moment, I think it's time for us to start up a new game. And again, we get to do the happy ending this time, so that is going to be so fun. Here we go. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I love this opener.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
It will be the end of the world. I don't know what to tell you. Little Nightmares 3, 2024 to 2025. Yay, yay! To be honest, I did not know it was happening this game before, and I'm even more confused now. I'll do my best to explain it. So, the way that this works is that I go and I meet the princess, and I can make choices to decide how our interactions go. No need to explain. Okay. Here to slay her, more like she's here to slay. You go, girl. Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. We're gonna have so much fun here. There's a couple of routes that I want to do on this playthrough. Good morning, Gamer Nation. Are we lovers today? We're lovers today! You can just play along and I will play along with it. Okay, that's good. But we're lovers today. We get to fall in love with the princess. We don't have to kill her at the end of the playthrough. We lovers today? We are. I'm so thrilled to be here. So genuinely thrilled. Also, hi, Corvigay. I think she looks like a beetle, but who doesn't like a little beetle undressed, you know? I think there's some other versions of the princess that you should meet. You've met just the spooky versions of her, which, to be fair, are I do love her when she's spooky. I love her always. She's my princess. So some routes that I want to do today. I want to do the witch, where we try for a good ending. I want to do the Eye of the Needle. I want to do the tower. I want to do the beast, maybe, to see if we can get an ending that is just the beast, like see if we can bring the beast along with it. Oh my gosh, trees! Oh, I didn't even notice! Oh my gosh! Oh, friend! I like the spooky more than most other things, so I don't think it's gonna get much better. No, we'll see. We'll see when we talk to her. I just think there's a princess for everyone, personally. And then, I've only listed 4 so far. What was the other one I wanted to do? There's been ones that I've been waiting on to do until we could do it with a happy ending. Let's see. Witch, beast, tower, Eye of the Needle, maybe it'd be Deconstructed Damsel. Perhaps the Deconstructed Damsel. We'll see. We've got options. We've got so many options. Oh, CandyBot wants me to drink water. Thank you, CandyBot! I can imagine if I do that IRL, you'll throw hands with trees and start biting them, karate chopping them. I probably would. I'd probably be like, ah, oh, tree! And start just fighting it. Does she have a name, or is it just Princess? Just Princess. When you ask her name, she says, depending on which version you're talking to her at the moment, she says, you can just call me the princess. Or sometimes she says, you can address me as your royal highness. I love her. Check Gen 8. Seems not scary in game. My heart will stop for a few seconds. Spooky. You'll be no better than trees then? You bite? Yeah, but we already knew that. We already knew that. You don't bark. I could bark if I wanted to. Your royal highness is so much better. Yeah. I don't know, I'm just in love with her. Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress?
I don't want to slay anyone.
If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Interesting. I love him. He slays. Yeah, yeah. Let's continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Yeah, I will.
A warning before you go any further.
Check Jen. I will. Mew in the cabin. Mew in the cabin. Yeah, I checked. So that looks. I can understand how in game that would be very spooky for you. But oh my gosh, Mew in the cabin.
She will lie. She will cheat. And she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Oh my gosh, me when she'll lie, she'll cheat, and she'll do everything in her power to stop me from slaying her.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
I won't post a degree meme, but I can't. If you can bait me into talking about it, then you could post a meme.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Maybe what gives you the feeling of power? I think maybe what gives me the greatest feeling of power is when there's doors at your workplace that you can go into, but the general public can't go into. So you're just like, oh yeah, sorry, I just gotta go behind the door here, and then no one else can go behind that door because you're special and you can go into the special door. Everything else about being employed is kind of terrible usually, though.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I can relate. No, being able to go into restricted spaces is such a feeling of power. Like, if you've never had restricted space that you can access, it is a heady feeling going behind those doors that no one else can. We are going to enter the... I want to go to the witch first. I've never been to the witch when I wasn't trying to get to somewhere else from her. I want to do a run with the witch where I'm just trying to be there with her. I'm excited.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
As a priest, only I am the one who can enter God's houses, and other God houses too, which I don't work at, and it feels special. It's always nice to be the special little guy who can go places.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Okay, her voice is like... Do you like her voice? I'm gonna say... Hi!
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
Oh, she sounds... with a little tremble in her voice.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Like, yum, you know? She does have a very good voice. Wait, let's say I make a time machine and bring Midas to the modern world, but then he stumbles and falls and touches the ground, and the earth and land all become gold. Oh, do you mean Midas? How do you think it'll affect the masses? I mean, I'm pretty sure... I don't think that the ground he touched ever turned into gold, because I think he was wearing shoes. Gold shoes, certainly, at some point. But, yeah, as long as he's wearing shoes, then I think it's fine. But let's say that he does touch the ground. At that point, I think we can get all sorts of funky with what the definition of an object is. You know, like, is he just touching individual grains of dirt or something? Is he touching an individual sidewalk square? Is he touching a single roadway? Hypothetically, if... Okay, so let's say that there's a circumstance in which Midas happens to turn the entire the entire ground into gold. Yeah, hypothetically, we'd all just die. Both because of I mean, long-term starvation would be an issue, but I think short-term, considering that if the entire land was made of gold, gold is highly conductive, and I think that the heat from the Earth's core maybe would start, like, assuming that the core didn't also turn into gold, in which case we'd kind of be out of luck anyway. But the heat from the sun and from the Earth's core would probably superheat the ground to the point where it becomes unlivable for human beings. Hope this helps.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I do want to talk to her a little bit first. Hold on, let's talk a bit first. Be smart. Oh, thank you. How could you be so sure of it? Because the sun is a deadly laser. And if the entire Earth is gold, then the atmosphere would start to dissipate due to the lack of natural systems keeping it in place, and then the sun would be even more of a deadly laser.
Okay.
See, what's your name?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Wish I was a deadly laser. You know, that's a relatable wish.
Is
Relatable chatter Freddy
Princess
moment.
her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Oh, honey.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Oh, honey. But if you could be an element bender, which one would you be? Or you would like to be? I think I would be a firebender personally. I think temperamentally and just I guess like vibes wise, I think firebender. I'd like to be a firebender. Hey, we buddies! Hey, firebender buddies! Yeah, I just think that the movement style of the firebender, like firebender martial arts definitely matches more with what I think I personally would do. And then also I'm American, and the Fire Nation is set on the Avatar world where America is in our world, so thumbs up smiley face. I love fire. It's also really neat. I do like fire.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
Let's see. I can't believe they've been keeping you down here like this. I'm getting you out of here.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Finally made it out of the first part of the stuff. Night. Okay. Good for you, Colas. Or Sarlacc, I guess, technically. Congrats on getting through the first part. Honestly, I feel pyrokinesis. That's the word being nice time. So really cool. Pyrokinesis is fire powers. I don't know the word for ice powers, but ice powers would also be pretty cool. I love her dress. Her dress is so pretty. She's so pretty.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
I do not have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Pyrokinesis? Oh, neat.
Doubtful.
That makes sense.
Whoever locked the princess away down here
Cryogenic,
intended for
yeah.
her to never see
Oh,
the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
It's been a hot second since I did this dialogue option, and if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
Cryokinesis? Yeah. Because, yeah, like cryogenic freezing. Got him.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Let's try
You
the
try
door.
the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Return to the bottom of the stairs. The accent is heavy in that man. It is indeed.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
It is kind of a mess.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
Oh, honey, here it comes.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Oh boy.
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
I feel that on a deep molecular level. Feeling her biting through her arm or what?
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I know. Yes, We are going to save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground.
There it goes.
And the heavy chains follow suit.
She's kind of cute. She's kind of cute.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours,
Aww.
blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
Aww. Like, there's this game called Shadow Fight 3. I've been a veteran for 7 years now, and there are different kinds of powers. Shadow Energy being the default one, but there are a bunch more. Like Bloom, Plants Healing and Poison, Oblivion, Thunder and like Super Strength, Ice Powers, Power of Light, Raw Energy, Vampire Energy, and Void Energy, which is my favorite. Neat. The amount of... When I was a kid, me and my friends used to play games where we would, have magic powers, because of course we would. And a lot of them usually centered around elemental controls. So I've done a lot of surprisingly deep analysis into the nature of how different potential elemental powers connect. Void is a mix of Shadow Energy, Bloom, and Oblivion, so it's all in one deal, but it's really hard to get them. Sounds like it, yeah, if it's a mix of 3.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Because she's so
Thank
cute.
you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the
boy.
bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
The narrator so much. That's, I can't say I quite agree, but I love his voice. His voice is neat. Person I would care less in my hand if I was getting freed. Yeah, that's the thing, is she's based, right? She's based about it.
This isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Now, I do have an option to warn her, but I think for this playthrough we are just going to slay the princess.
Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end. You bring the blade down to strike at the princess's heart. But she's fast. She ducks to the floor, your blade narrowly grazing her backside. Slaying her won't be easy now that she's free.
We could have gotten out of here together. Were you just lying to me this whole time?
Oh, red text. Red text princess.
I don't know what's come over you, but if I have to kill you, then I'll kill you. Do you think I need both of my arms to do that?
Oh, definitely not.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease.
Yeah, you and me both, Corviga. You and me both. She's so pretty.
You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric.
She kind of reminds me of a cat. She's gonna remind you a lot more of a cat in a second. This medicine, it's cringing me out. Oh no, because, yeah, I guess that's fair, yeah.
If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world.
The art is so pretty.
It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry,
man.
but it's over.
Oh man.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
There we go. The witch. The witch.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I die? Aw, man, that's... Just who's dead? No! Witch, I'm so here for this. Yeah, oh
You're
my gosh, I
here
love the
to
witch.
slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's see. But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got hurt. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
Witch, I love you so much. She's me. Ah, yeah, the witch is so good. I like the beetle more than the cat, personally. That's fair.
If he doesn't
That's
remember
fair.
what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
You know, to each their own on the princesses.
Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head
Opportunist.
over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Oh, opportunist. Let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Don't worry, you can trust us to get the job done.
Proceed into the cabin. Let's go, you know?
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Ah! A cabin! That's so true. This one... Yep, no, that is the vibes that this cabin is giving. I'd live there, beast.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
We are going to enter the basement. Actually, it's been a hot second since we interacted with the mirror on a second chapter. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the muddy shelf, the blade sitting on the muddy shelf, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror.
Use my firebender powers to burn it down. No, don't do it. The princess is in there, please.
But he says there isn't one. That's got to count for something, right?
I trust my eyes. Why would he lie about there not being a mirror? What's the point?
Come on now. He's pretty much in charge here. When have authority figures ever lied about anything? If there were a mirror in this cabin and we were supposed to look at it, he would have told us about it. Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
Why is he trying to gaslight us, Aaron? It's narrator behavior. And then have the audacity to see me to fire. No! Don't do that. The princess is down here. I'll come out. That's what I'm saying. Narrator, he's got a nice voice, but he's gaslighting. He's gaslighting me. You're going to approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
What's up, Britches? Hi, Penny. Welcome on in. That's a fun little greeting you've got there. Princess gives high school bully. I'm starting to dislike both of them. That's just one version of her.
Well, at least we can all agree now that there's nothing to see here. Case closed. Good work, everyone.
We're paranoid over there. Oh yeah, voice of the paranoid is pretty good. Enter the basement.
No blade. Hope you know what you're getting us into. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
We've beaten the Underdragon around 18 times today. Goodness gracious me, Penny. That's a lot of times to beat the Underdragon.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
Beaten it 22 times? I think I've beaten the Underdragon maybe 3 times. Maybe 4. Maybe 4 times, I guess. But yeesh, that's this is my dream home. It's pretty nice. I do quite like it. Because I'm at all the gateways. Gateways moment.
The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
I'd love to see Quimby speedrun Minecraft. I think I could do it in like an hour. I think I could do it in like an hour and a half maybe. Which is not world record pace, but I think I could be alright at it.
Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
She's definitely a biter. They made another farm? Neat. Tunnel bore. Mew and I tunnel bore. I'm gonna say nothing.
Silence, I see. Don't think I've forgotten about you. I recognized the sound of your nervous little footsteps as soon as they came into my home. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
Let's see the fit. They always go so hard. Yeah, she's pretty always. Love me a good biter? Exactly. Not a tunnel bore. Interesting. She's a biter. She is.
She must have you confused with someone else.
She's bitten me in an alternate timeline, actually.
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
Not particularly. Using create mod. Neat. Kinda hot. She's kinda hot.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine.
To be fair, I do want to go talk to her.
You're the boss.
Salt another act, another brick, another brick, so 1% another scrap chance. 1% is actually pretty. It's actually not bad for that then. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi.
You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below.
Hi.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
Hi.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
Hi. I'm not. Is anybody gonna do that? Yeah. And then wait for no response kind of guy. That's fair. That's fair. Up assault from above it with a chunk loader. Neat. That was vanilla. Yeah, that's fair. There she is! There's the witch!
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other.
Need a close-up? I think we'll get there.
No. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty
Shut up,
sharp.
narrator!
How'd you figure that one out?
I'm
Call
looking
it
at her.
deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true.
I love her.
I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first.
I'm looking at her.
Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
No talking about slaying.
Don't talk
looking
to
at
her.
her.
You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
I love her. I'm sorry about last time.
Oh, smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Wait, what we gonna play after Slay the Princess? That's a great question. Maybe more Minecraft. I've got a couple other games I haven't played on stream yet. I might talk to Chadcat and see if she's got some time for Ace Attorney, and if she doesn't, then I might just go it alone. I haven't gotten that far with my planning yet. Can we speedrun Minecraft? Maybe. I'll think about it. I will consider.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster.
I love her.
If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
Look, I know, things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Phasmophobia? If I've got people to play with, maybe.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it.
Little monster? Yeah. Oh, and there goes Candybot telling me to drink some water, which I, of course, will do. Thank you, Candybot. Gotta stay hydrated.
Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
No, it benefits me as well because I love her. I didn't bring my blade down, remember? How am I supposed to get you out of those chains?
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
She really said, beep. Oh, Candybot was sliced by a friend with a sword. This is so sad.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart,
She's
really.
perfect.
She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
She really said, boop. Let's see. Okay, let's leave. Leave with the princess. Chat, this could be kind of major.
Yes, let's.
I mean, I get the sense she's plotting something, but that's totally okay.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face.
Okay, we're gonna hang out here for a second. We're gonna. She can do whatever she wants forever. She can do whatever she wants forever. Literally, she's gorgeous, bro. She's. Yep. Yeah. Hi, ma'am. Oh, look at her. Why is everyone such a simp for her? She's a beastie. She's got sharp teeth and could rip my throat out. Ears, nose, angry little eyebrows, tail. Yeah, no, see, good list right there. I just think she can do whatever she wants forever. Twigs in hair, twigs in hair, twigs in hair. And look, she's got like body hair too. I love her. I love her. She's just missing a necklace. A necklace would pop off, kind of majorly, admittedly. Going into a gender club on the floor. Mm-hmm. Should totally get for her. I should totally get her a necklace. I 100% would. I would give her anything she asked for. And then she'd bite my throat out. And we'd be having a great time.
She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
Oh, her little scrunched up angry face. She looks absolutely stunning, admittedly. She does. She does.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Y'all, she called me darling. Oh, I just need a minute. Oh, I need a moment. Oh my goodness. I'm blushing. I'm gonna drink some water, you know? Let's just hang out here for a minute. I'm gonna drink some water. Her sharp nails. She has claws. She has claws.
Gigi!
Thank you, friend. Thank you. Thank you, teeths. Yeah, she's got claws and teeths. Oh my gosh. Hi. She called me darling. Told them my friend hasn't discovered there's a way to kill me and can't even on Discord. Oh, sorry. I guess I've just read it aloud now. Little nose wrinkle. I can't. Yeah. It's called darling in a demeaning, sarcastic tone. Couldn't be. She called me darling. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, sure she's being incredibly sarcastic right now, but she did call me darling, you have to admit. Dang, that snatched waist. Yeah, which is, fun fact, I once successfully managed to bring world peace to chat by bringing them to see The Witch. It was really funny. It was really funny because Chad had been arguing so much about like what some people really loved the princess, some people did not like the princess, and then we came to see The Witch and world peace. World peace, you know? I don't get paid enough for this. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, by the way, yes, hello, welcome on in, Mr. Mook. It is lovely to see you as always. It's pretty simple. Oh, The Witch's world peace confirmed. She is. She's so cool. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't a fan. I don't know what to think. That's the princess experience. That is the princess experience. She called me darling, you guys. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, she's incredible.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us.
Oh gosh, opportunists, don't do this to me.
It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her.
Oh, opportunists, don't do this to me. And look at her tail. Oh my gosh. She thinks we're darling. She thinks we're darling. Albeit in a supremely sarcastic way, but she thinks we're darling. Yeah.
Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time. You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
Opportunist. No thoughts, just tail. Exactly. The little lion unicorn style Tiff tails are top tier character design every time. I know, right? Cause just like, listen, I love house cats. I love house cats and their tails. But the tuft at the end design is, I would argue, peak. Yeah, the tufted tails. I love when people give tufted tails to unicorns in particular. I think 10 of 10 no notes. If like in the last unicorn animated movie, she's got a tufted tail and it's Perfect character design. Ooh, you first or step onto the stairs? I think... Let's step onto the stairs.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
Aw, you can watch anything I do ever. Just say the word. Whatever you want. I'm essential tip. I'm happy now. I'm not kind of see who's awesome. Oh, I'm glad to hear you're doing well, friend. Nice.
That's exactly what I'm worried about.
Shut up, opportunist.
You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement.
She can do literally
Princess
anything for
follows
me.
close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like.
I'm having a great time.
You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous. I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you. Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her. No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself. But...
Oh.
The princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and, in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach.
Guess opportunist just got overruled.
Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened. You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you? Why did you just say that? I think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight.
Oh my gosh, hi.
Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop.
She's right behind me, isn't she? She is!
The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact.
Oh, I just got an achievement called the Frog. It was in her nature. It was in her nature! Oh my gosh!
You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realize that you won't be getting up.
Oh my gosh, you guys, it was in her nature. Oh my gosh.
Wait, why won't we be getting up?
Because
I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several.
Oh my gosh. She's everything. She's everything.
You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back. We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that?
It was in her nature. Oh my gosh. Opportunist so brave. Your team narrator? To each their own.
It's what I would have done. Have you considered not being like that?
Have you considered being different?
Of course not. It's what keeps us alive.
Have you considered not being like
And
that?
yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You're with the zingers? You know what? I'm Team Quimpy. Yeah, I'll take it.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
Can't be broken back. What the hell was that for? I was trying to help you out of here. We're never going to get those stairs where we could have gotten out of here if we just trusted each other. I think for me, we were never going to get up those stairs, were we?
The princess lets out a mocking laugh.
By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her
Oh,
to go
man.
first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back. And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us.
Oh my gosh.
And then
But,
you would have
I'm
done it, and we
Scorpion.
wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back.
I'm the Scorpion. She's the frog, I'm the scorpion. Guys, okay, so, this is, if anyone here has read the Tumblr poetry about the scorpion and the frog, this is, it's kind of hitting me really hard, because I love the scorpion and the frog. It's, like, genuinely, I'll just go back and read it every so often, because it is gorgeous. I didn't even put that together. Yeah, it's, oh my gosh. Just the, I put it together because I'm obsessed with the scorpion and the frog. There's a whole thing, a whole little poetry thing on Tumblr about the scorpion and the frog. Who's the scorpion, who's the frog? She's the frog and I'm the scorpion. She's the one where, you know, we're going in and she drags me back down into the depths. The opportunist would have wanted me to stab her in the back. I'm the scorpion. I've got the stinger. I've got the steel claw. She's the frog. She drags us down. Oh my gosh. Guys, I love this game. Guys, I love this game so much. Oh my gosh.
There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first. Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it? The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up.
Oh, honey. This game was made for Quibi, and The Witch in particular was made for Corvigate. Yeah, guys, the philosophy that this game engages with, it feels really personally directed towards me. I'm not gonna lie. I can't believe they made this game for me in particular.
Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Oh, honey.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
Oh, honey.
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Oh, honey. Ritual destruction is intimate. Also, I want her gender, God forbid.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just
Oh,
stuck here?
honey.
Certainly seems that way. What a way to go.
Oh.
But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. World could be saved after all.
Oh, sweetheart.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Oh, look at her eyes. Fortunately, as much as I love The Witch, I've got to get going. Rip. Well, thank you for stopping by, Freddie. It was lovely having you in today. Thank you for experiencing The Witch with us. Yeah, have a good time with what you've got going on. Look, oh, you can hear in the background that the long quiet is going to start. The long quiet is going to show up in just a second. But look at her. Look at her. Oh, honey. Oh, sweetheart. Look at what we've done to each other.
Is that really what's going to happen?
Oh. She's crying.
Hello? Are you still there? What happens next?
Oh, darling, okay. He doesn't respond. Kinda hot to watch each other die, IDK. Kinda hot. It's kinda hot. Big, beautifully broken people vibes. Yeah. Her face. Mutual destruction, kinda hot.
I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
Oh, that's good. That's good, honey. There we go. I love this game. But you don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her.
Does this mean we won? You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
Approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Oh, look at her, just a little bunch of sticks. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Hi there. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is hope marred by bitterness. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous and weathered heart. Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
Oh, sweetheart. Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? Thanks for. Can you make the three face with your hands on the vessel? Chappie would go nuts. Oh, Miss Hook, you don't have to do everyone so dirty like that. Admittedly, yes, everyone would go nuts if you did the little smiley face again. Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, And perhaps then we will know our freedom.
What about it? I love the face. It's hard to know how to audibly say that face, you know? It's a good one. It's a good face. How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
Aren't you scared they'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Okay. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
I will always.
You won't.
Except for right now. Everything goes dark, and you die. Got an achievement for bringing the witch to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
That was called the timing. Oh, always. You won't shatter. Well, to be fair, Mr. Mook, I did know that was coming because that's a line that she says. I will say it's not by chance that happened, but I did take advantage of knowing that the timing was coming. I'm gonna drink some water after that. Oh my gosh. So fabulous, yeah. I love it just that she asks that you remember her. You won't. Oh, this game.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, I love this game. Oh, I love this game. The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Guys, I'm a bird. But how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Alright. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Me too. Bird moment! We're all birds here.
Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Chat, I've been teasing this route for a while. We are going to go talk to the Eye of the Needle.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
We're going to take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Hi.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Continue down the stairs. Actually, no, let's say, hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Hi, ma'am.
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Yeah, I've got a knife. Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
No, I'm flustered. My hands aren't shaking because I'm afraid. My hands are shaking because I'm flustered, ma'am. Also, Candy Bar is telling me to drink some water, so... I, the ever-obedient streamer, am going to oblige.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Slay the princess. Or let's say, what if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us?
You go into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
Slay the princess.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle. She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
Kinda hot.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed
Hi.
tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down.
Oh, she's really hot.
As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor,
This
the
isn't the route I
princess
wanted to
kneels
take.
on your throat, with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity.
I will say, I have derailed us at this point because I meant to take us to the Eye of the Needle. We're headed to the tower now, just in case you were wondering. Yeah. I was supposed to have decided to slay her earlier, but I got curious about dialogue options. But it's fine because I meant to head to the tower anyway.
You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand. And now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
I need to study this angle. I love low angles like this. It's a good angle.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lungs.
Okay, alright. Tower? Yeah.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. Okay, we are going to take a save at this point. We are going to overwrite our second save. Because I think I know how to do this the way that I want to do it, but just in case, I need to be able to go back. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Next time I'll do Eye of the Needle.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
But I died. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Uh-huh.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Shut up.
Of course we died. We couldn't land a single blow on her, and she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless.
She's just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
That's because they didn't.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences.
There's no consequences
the
ever.
The princess killed us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
You have no proof of literally anything.
If she ended the entire world, why should we even bother? We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end.
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
Kill me last time around, I can make sure that doesn't happen again. All she did last time was beat me to death. How can someone like that end the world? Quote from last time, she's just a princess. Why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her hands? I locked her in this basement. What is this place? I want to know, if she's just a princess, why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin and you'll be fine.
Oh, that's really interesting. Before, when I've seen him say stuff like this, I took it as him just being dismissive of our experience. But no, she becomes what you think of her. Guys, she becomes what you think of her. If I get it out of my head, whatever happened to me last time, if I get it out of my head, I'll be fine. That seems like if I hesitate. Oh my gosh, chat. Oh, galaxy brain. If I attack her, if I talk to her a little bit and then attack her, she becomes the adversary. She's strong enough to kill me, but I can kill her too. If I hesitate, if I'm scared of her, she becomes strong enough to take me out outright. If I rush in and kill her immediately without talking to her, then she has no chance, then she doesn't have the chance to become something that could fight back against me. If I then am worried about her body and I check it, then my fear turns her into something that can come back to life. Chat. Oh my gosh. Oh, this game is brilliant. If you, whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin and you'll be fine. If I think that she's a big scary lady, she is going to be a big scary lady. If whatever happens, if I forget all, she will just be a princess when I get to the cabin. That's why the narrator is so insistent that she's just a princess. Because if he ever does anything to acknowledge her being anything other than princess, that feeds into my perception of her, which changes her into that thing. So all those times with like the beast and stuff that he's like, she's just a princess. I don't know what you're talking about. He is trying to help. But by not acknowledging that that's what's happening, he just comes off as completely ignorant of what's happening. I feel like I've just unlocked a new layer of this game. I feel like I've just unlocked something that is huge in my mind. Not that I think that no one's ever made this discovery. Let it be known. I don't think I'm the only one to make this connection, but for me personally, making this connection is kind of... Whoa. Okay.
Or we could pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending that we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
And the voices feed into what's happening. Beautiful brain emoji. Thank you. The voices feed into it all. When I die and pick up a new voice, that's why the world changes when we get to like third chapters, is because now it's not just me perceiving her. Now it's by the time we get to a third chapter, there are two other voices with perceptions of her that are changing the entire world about it. Chat, oh my gosh. In the razor path, when it says quiet your mind and you get rid of the voices, the cave that you're in with the razor turns back into the cabin basement. And then getting rid of the narrator gets rid of the basement itself, leaving just you and the princess. But getting rid of the voices returns things back to its original shape. That's the consequence of dying, is it makes it harder to kill her because I've got another piece of myself that's shaping her instead of just me. This game is insane. I guess time to pretend I'm normal about this and just play through this route.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
This game
I'm
is
not being
insane.
a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
The broken being present from the beginning of this route is what turns her so powerful.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
I'm gonna have to like go through and check which voices go to where. My man. Who locked her in that basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Because if he tells me that's anything else, then it'll become that. You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Going into more detail would complicate a very simple situation because it would change my perception of her.
The less you know about her, the better.
Because the less I know about her, the more she's in the shape that he made her into. That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Proceed to the cabin. Brave Wolf, hi, thank you for the absolutely nothing. You've got it already.
A warning before you go any further.
Our delivery service is impeccable around here with the nothings.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Yeah, hi, welcome on in. I like your little tappy guys. I've just had a big brain realization about the writing of this game that is driving me actually insane. This game is beautiful and the writing for it is amazing.
Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time. She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us. At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him and not that whiner.
Rip. Proceed into the cabin.
If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Ooh, do I want to bring the pristine blade?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Why do we feel so small?
She's real big in this one. Keep up.
We don't feel small. We are small.
Exactly, Broken. Thank you. This whole cabin is different than last time.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Ooh, do we take the blade or do we not take the blade? I think I know a point where if I'd made a different decision, I could have ended up with taking the tower with me to the Long Quiet. I think for that I'm supposed to have the blade. The tower's so tall because we died with her standing over us at that angle. Because we died with her standing over us at that angle, thus spawning the Broken, who feels so tiny in comparison to her, who feels just so enormously small. I love an oxymoron. So enormously small in the face of this fearsome, like, godlike lady. Oh my gosh. This game! Okay. No, it's fine. No, it's totally fine. It's completely fine and normal. No worries here. Anyway, let's take the blade for now. I want to come back and do a run with no blade. But that's okay, we can do that later.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I'm insane about this game. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
This is actually kind of nice.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble concentrating because I am just thinking so much about what this revelation means for all the second chapter princesses. Like consider the opportunist shows up with the witch because you stab her in the back. You're a literal backstabber. The hunted with the beast. I can't get into this now, but I'm just checking to make sure every single chapter 2 has a unique voice. Different voices will show up in the chapter 3s, like, you know, at that point I'll start branching a little bit, but every single chapter 2 has a unique voice that spawns from the method that the chapter 1 ends. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's normal.
Her
It's
booming
fine.
voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Yes, ma'am.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time.
She wasn't like this last time because we didn't have the broken to make her that way.
We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
That's why listening to the second voice will usually bring you to a win condition in the second chapter, because she's a product of whatever created that voice.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
Y'all, I'm not normal about this game. Continue down the stairs.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond.
What's this? Oh, hi. So Brave Wolf, this is a game called Slay the Princess. I will mention content warning. This is very much a horror game. It deals a lot in themes of like body horror, psychological horror, existential horror. I'm probably going to end up stabbing myself in this route. Just again, like content warning about like blood and gore and, you know, theming with all that. But the idea is that I am a hero of some kind, and I'm being sent to slay this princess. But I can make choices about what I do when I meet her, which then changes the path that the story takes. And then going down different paths as the story takes you to, you know, eventually you reach like a wider ending of the story. It's a really fun game. And it's so well written, and it's amazing, and the art is fantastic. But do bear the content warnings in mind. It can get pretty dark.
The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
Woohoo, blood and gore storytelling. Blood and gore storytelling. We're having a great time. Barking. There she is!
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me.
Hi.
I wonder what he wants.
Hi, ma'am.
You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity.
Hi, ma'am.
Drop it.
I'm going to drop it.
The blade slips from your fingers and clatters uselessly to the floor.
Haha. Yeah, the bird nicknames. I know.
We didn't have to do that. And yet you did. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you better snap yourself out of it.
Sorry, the way he said that. Oh, I understand what's going on. Oh my god. He sounded so disgusted by me being in love with the princess. Oh my gosh. Narrator, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Kneel.
No.
But
Oh.
the words don't leave your mouth. Instead, your legs buckle and your knees hit the floor.
Narrator doesn't get a say in this. Stay out, narrator. Narrator, this does not concern you.
That's my good little bird. Now,
ma'am.
why don't we talk?
He really said, "I know what you are." That's what he said. Hi, Crescent Feather. Welcome on in. It's lovely to meet you. Hi, welcome to Slay the Princess. I don't know if you know much about this game, but it is delightful. It is amazing. It's so well written. The art is so pretty. I'm in love with the princess. Don't worry about it. It's fine. The narrator is homophobic. Don't worry about it. I know everything about this game. Oh, good. It's fantastic. It's lovely to meet a fellow Slay the Princess enjoyer. I've just had a couple minutes ago. I just had some really fun realizations about the way that this game is written and the narrator's characterization. I don't think we have time to get back into all, but suffice to say, I'm kind of reeling from how well written that particular the aspects of the narrator saying things like she's just a princess are.
The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed.
You know me. Is this your first playthrough? No, this is... Oh gosh, what are we on now? There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is my 6th playthrough at this point. I just want to meet all the princesses and all the different ways that my actions can affect our relationship, you know? So, yes, I do well know what's happening at this point.
What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death?
Short answer, you.
Speak.
The last time we met?
I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
No, I won't tell you. You're supposed to in the world. I would like to try to remain silent.
Do you think holding shut your beak is enough to stop me from prying it open? Do you think your skull can save your thoughts from being seen?
I think at this point I've met all of the princesses. It's just variations on them that I'm getting now. Top of my head, I know I've done, oh gosh, from the Don't Take the Knife route, Damsel, both deconstructed and normal. I've done both versions of the Thorn route. Both voice versions. I still have a couple more things to finish up with that. The Witch, obviously, at that point. The Beast, the Wild, the Nightmare, the Moment of Clarity, the Wraith, the Burned Grey, the Drowned Grey, the Adversary, the Eye of the Needle, the Tower, the Apotheosis, the Fury, the Razor, both paths, the Spectre, the Stranger, of course. I love the Stranger. She's probably my favorite princess. The Tower, clearly. So I think I've met all of them at this point. It's just variations at this point. Ma'am, We do love the Tower around here.
Can she do that? There's nothing she can't do.
Broken feeding into it.
Weakness, despair, but a hint of something more. A small taste of stubborn resistance. A grain in the storm of my cosmic wind. Enough to be felt, but not enough to matter.
She's kind of hot. I'm just gonna say it.
And there it is. I am destined to end the world. Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart.
Oh.
It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten.
Oh, hello?
The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations.
You're missing the den? Oh no, I've done the den. I have for sure done the den. Again, both variations on that. The one where you have the voice of the stubborn, and then the one where you have the voice of the skeptic, is it? I still have to do the ending where I get her trapped and then try to help her instead of slaying her, though. She's so hot. Yeah, admittedly.
It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Oh boy.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
You have me do what you have planned. Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be. Questions for you before I decide to do anything. What happened to you after I died? I'm not going to help you in the world. I don't care if something new comes after. I just can't let you do that. Just come in, pledge yourself to her. What happened to you after I died?
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird.
I'm just asking you a question, ma'am.
There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
It's kinda hot. Kinda hot. Okay. Oh man, I have to come back to the tower again at a later date because I think we're now in a different path than we were even the first time. I want to get to the point where we have to like struggle up to her at some point. But it looks like, I mean, this is a decent path to be going down to. Please, I don't think we can do that on this one. I'm not seeing options for. Are you saying please pledge yourselves to her, or please run that route in particular? Because I think we'll have to do that another time. I think with this one we're doing a softer pledge. Let's see. Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
Fair. Ooh, although I guess if I do this one, maybe we'll end up at that point. Here, let's take another save. I'll just overwrite whatever this one is, and then we'll have this as an option to come back to. I want to be the priest. Okay, all right, okay. What would you have me do? What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
If you're so powerful, can't you just break the chains yourself?
Don't be rude. Of course she can.
It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world.
Hero.
That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do.
Oh boy.
The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was.
Okay, alright. And Candybot wants me to drink some water, so I will be doing that. Yep, water time.
The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity.
Ooh.
The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world.
Oh, that's kind of fun, actually.
And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
I love the mixing of the text. Oh, Genie. Because you know I love a red text princess. But usually when red text shows up, it's in the, more jagged font. But here, having it be red with the, more, what's the word I'm looking for? With the cleaner font here. It's a really fun juxtaposition. I'm gonna do this, and then we'll come back another time and do the route where we struggle against her. Sound good? Listen, I've got a lot of princesses still to meet, a lot of routes to take and paths to follow down. Just because we're doing this one time doesn't mean we can't come back later and make another choice, I guess is what I'm looking for. I'm yours to command. Pledge yourself to her.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
Well, hey now.
All you need to do now is break my chains.
Alright, you got me. Alright.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say.
Oh, she's so pretty. We haven't seen this angle of her before. Look at her hair. Oh, her hair is so pretty. Again, I love what Abby Howard will do with using unshaded white to indicate light. Like I know it's a basic grayscale thing, but she uses it to such good effect because we've got all the shadow on her figure, you know, again really giving us the size of this space and the darkness and the light in the room, but then just her glowing hair. It's so good.
No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong, trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Oh, she's so pretty.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible.
Oh, look at...
She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you?
The hands in the window, that reminds me so much of the shifting mound. The hints, they're all over the place.
A shriveling little
here we go.
worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
That's a proper red text.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Kinda hot.
Rise, my little bird.
Okay.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
Okay.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade.
All you need to do is believe it's been done.
It is fun when she takes over the narrator. I don't believe what happens then. I have to. It's over. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna break her chains. Actually, no. I won't say I have to. It's over. I'm sorry. I can't. Yeah.
There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. And it is good. Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back.
He was like, alright, break time. Can't help. Aw, rip. I'm doing this for you, Corbusier. Break her chains.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
Oh boy. Oh, and there goes the long quiet.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
Yippee! 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 Yay, thank you. What happens now?
Nothing. And then, everything.
Okay. Kissing her. Take her hand. Your obedient servant. Pledge your loyalty to your better. See, the window! I told you guys, the window, the hands in the window, with the shifting mound. Okay, yeah, But you do not take her hand, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. I don't want to look at us.
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. A mercy.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. her. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Oh, she's so pretty.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Look at her glowing hair. Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together.
Neat.
It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Again, oh my gosh, with the just bright white as both her hair and then like the highlights from it. Ah, the art is so good. Let's see. Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
Oh man, do not mourn her. It always gets me. When this all is done, do you know what you want to do? Oh, so when this is all done.
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Let's see. I think, what do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. Do not worry. There are no wrong answers.
There's no wrong answers.
And every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
This is a love story. I'm ready to go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Yeah, everything goes dark and you die. Neat. I brought the tower to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, this time, I have the needle real and true.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You're going to take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the basement.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
I love how he says that.
If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
It's me.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
It's me.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
I'm down here. Continue down the
Good.
stairs.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down
Hi.
the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yeah. I haven't decided yet, though, as I think is what I'm going to say.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably right, but I am going to tighten my grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me?
No, I
Because
just
you
think you're
should be.
pretty.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
That is the flaw with the knife.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Slay the princess.
Doubt,
Here we
unfortunately,
go.
clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
Doubt clouds my thoughts, giving her the ability to fight back.
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Sorry, I'm still going a little insane over the realization that the narrator wasn't kidding. What I think of her is what she turns into.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Ouchie.
Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
Pew, pew, pew.
We can still turn this around.
You're going to finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now.
Ouchie.
Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
Ouchie.
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
You and mutually assured destruction.
Oh.
Obviously not the path mutually assured destruction. You know, just
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
Oh boy.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
Oh wow, oh boy.
But you don't have time to worry over such things.
No.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Me when I die and talk to the adversary. Love the adversary for real.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So true.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, we've got Stubborn here. Me hesitating before fighting her gave her the ability to fight back against me, but then us doing that again, clashing of wills, going against each other, all that makes a piece of myself that wants that thinks of her as a fighter, thus having the Stubborn affect the world around us and have her. Okay, yeah, you wait, hasn't this already happened?
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Oh boy, you and we squabble. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
I mean, she could, but she won't.
Are you sure about that?
The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
I don't know, man.
Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
Proceed into the cabin.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
The pristine blade.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You're going to take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Pew 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 pew. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend.
Oh boy.
The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulphuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger?
Hi.
Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
Hi, ma'am.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
It's exactly your kind of princess, because you're the one who's... Okay, technically, he's, I think, just the one making the environment this way. I think I'm the one making her this way.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
Particulars, whatever.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
I hope you heard all that, Mr. Narrator. This is a lot different than last time, but last time definitely happened. It's me again? Oh, with the bird nicknames? Yeah.
What's that? Oh, that whole
deja vu situation, yes, it does seem like you and the princess remember each other, so let's say for a moment that I do believe you.
Oh wait, was it bird nicknames? She pulls bird nicknames out occasionally. I know Beast for sure, but I couldn't remember if she did it here.
For all we know, whatever happened to you last time was just a fluke, and beyond that,
Couldn't
do you
remember
know who doesn't
anything ever.
remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember what happened last time.
Skill issue.
Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
I think let's just attack the princess. Oh, she said it's you again, and yeah, we're back. Hi, OMG. It is us again. That's so true. We are back. Let's attack the princess.
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count.
Fight.
Oh, we'll make it count, all right.
As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood. But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor.
Ouchie.
You can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact. She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Because
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That
Sorry,
knife may be
ma'am.
sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me.
sorry, ma'am.
It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point? So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win. She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action.
I don't think I've ever tried bleeding her out.
Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
And Stubborn would know that because Stubborn is the voice created by the part of me that also turned her into... Sorry, the mechanics of this game. Bait an opening and outmaneuver her.
You push yourself off the ground and attack the princess, trying to bait an opening. You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation, each impact threatening to be the last.
This weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her.
She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Ouchie.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
Kinda hot.
The princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers
What
gripping your
happened to the-
skull.
She used to be stabbed. Oh, okay.
How disappointing.
She squeezes,
Ouch.
the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull, and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. It feels so... We disappointed her.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
I don't think I have an Eye of the Needle, saved. So... we are going to drop that right here.
You're on a path in the woods. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there.
Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it.
Hi, Hunted. And now Hunted is here because she killed us, and that's made us afraid. Stubborn was there because we thought that she was a scary lady who, you know, who we could fight against. But now that she's killed us, we're afraid, which means the hunted is showing up.
So what? You'd have us cower in a corner? No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive.
And Hunt has now changed this place because both he and the Stubborn are working together to make it more fight-worthy, I guess.
Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. Then what is going on? What's going on is that you'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here, and if you'd already seen things you weren't supposed to have seen.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason. We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you.
Oh, I love Hunted!
Well, fortunately, you have an entire trip through the woods to reconsider that. There's nothing to reconsider. We're all for violence here. Are we? I haven't signed off on anything yet.
That's true, you're still holding back.
Violence is the answer here, but the method is equally important to the act. You can't let her leave the cabin. It's like I said, all just circles. Instinct tells me we need space, and I trust instinct. Nothing else to say. Not for me.
That's so fun. Okay, we haven't talked enough about how different this place is. I wouldn't even call these woods. It's like her influence has poured out into the world.
It's evidence of one of many ticking clocks. You can't let her spread any further. Things are always changing. She changed, the cabin changed, we've changed. Why wouldn't the woods change too?
Because the woods changing isn't her, the woods changing is me. As we learned from the Razor route, when the voices are gone, the cabin is the same. The cabin is the basic cabin. All this world changing, that's me.
Because they're not supposed to have changed. This is supposed to be a path in the woods. If it's not, it means something's gone horribly wrong.
Oh boy, yeah. Oh, and there goes Candybot telling me to drink some water. Okay, Candybot, alright, sure, whatever, if you insist. Water, consumed. No matter what happens next, it seems like all our answers are in the cabin. We might as well see this through.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament.
I was like seeing how everything changes when you move the mass
No
around.
last advice for us? No words of warning? From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know. Screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis.
Oh, hero.
Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us. Something to chase.
Ooh, having a goal. Proceeding to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight. More of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall. A pristine blade perched on its edge.
The pristine blade!
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Now, I do find it interesting that the pristine blade never changes. In no iteration of the story is the pristine blade anything other than what it is, which kind of implies to me that maybe it's a universal constant somehow, but then what would that be?
See? We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. And the only space is out there. Take it.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. There's no overcoming her without it.
We need every part of us to survive, and that steel claw is as much a part of us as any.
See, what does that mean? Where does it come from? Isn't the mirror the narrator? I don't think the mirror is the narrator. I think the mirror is a representation of the construct that we're in. Because the narrator, when we see him at the end, it's not that he is the mirror, it's that he's inside of it. Like, so yeah, I think... Sorry, yeah, as far as I understand, it's that the mirror contains him. He is, the mirror is the construct, and the narrator has put a piece of himself inside of it. But there's no way forward. There's a mirror at the end of this room, and that's it.
A mirror? But there is no mirror. There's the iron altar and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
The mirror showing up is, I think, the construct starting to sort of fall apart.
But there isn't a door. There is. Circles, all of it circles. There's something for us at the end of the room. The what and the why don't matter until we know them.
I agree with the freak. Let's get a move on already. And worst comes to worst, we can smash it.
Fair enough. Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You're rather committed to the bit, aren't you?
Always,
The
eternally.
door's right there. It's right in front of you.
I will always commit to any bit.
It's a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean?
Let's smash
You
it.
bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. It swings open,
Oh boy.
scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead. Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Oh, I'd forgotten just how cool the Eye of the Needle is.
Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
That's so
Goda,
true, man. That's so
rile
true.
her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
I want to take a save here. Yeah, I want to take the save here. So in case I mess something up. I know you can get out of there on your own.
But that wouldn't be fun. I don't want to be a monster chasing you down. I want to face you head on. I want an equal. It's so much better that way.
We need to get closer. She needs to see us to give chase.
Continue to the basement landing.
You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you. Remember, every crack and crevice will need to be faster than her. You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness.
Hi, ma'am.
Her face widens into a broad grin.
Oh, hello.
There you are, knife in hand. How thrilling! Attack me, bleed me, twist the blade in my flesh, break your bones against my body. I want a real challenge this time.
Oh, yeah. I know I've been teasing you guys with this path for a long time, but I promise it's worth it for all the hype that I've built up about it.
We can't get that close. She'll kill us in the tight space, steel claw or not. Make her come to us, stand beyond her chains, and let her become frenzied. She'll break them. Then we run. I really don't like the sound of this. It's the only way we live.
Well, what are you waiting for? If we're gonna do this right, you can't be scared. You need to want this as much as I do.
Okay.
So go on. Make the first move. Don't keep me waiting.
Okay. Let's talk about first becoming spy when we're done, but I have questions. I want to know what happened after you killed me. Not done here. If you want me, you'll have to come and get me. you want a good fight, if you really want to see me at my best, we need somewhere with more space. Why don't you want to be free? Why do you insist on fighting me to the death down here in the dark? Fighting you, step closer, stopping just outside your chains. Yes, girl, we love consent. Yes, queen, we love consent. I want to know what happened after you killed me.
We've talked plenty. I'm sick of talking. I'm sick of waiting. I'm sick of you standing just out of reach and teasing me with a fight you won't let me have. You disappointed me last time, so you don't get to choose what happens next.
Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap.
Hi.
Run.
Yep, we're going.
Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance.
Look at her.
As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rabid pursuit.
Oh, I love her.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Good. You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same?
Blushing? Yeah, honestly, same.
Little bird, where do you think you're going?
Oh my gosh, hi.
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there. And we'll take the fight with us. Your skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
Look at how the cabin is just a blank set piece from this angle. We're looking through the doorway and there's nothing. There's no interior. It's just all a part of this facade of everything. Oh my gosh, I love this game.
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me. Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head.
Yes, ma'am.
Do it. Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let your body move you.
Oh, yeah. Her. Oh my gosh. Sure you want to do this? You're free now and out here. I have the upper hand. We would have to fight. You've fallen right into my trap. Or slay the princess. Oh gosh. I don't remember which option I want to take here. The question is does this count as holding still, or do I need to just slay the princess? I don't know, and I'm not willing to risk this without a backup, because I know what I want to do. I just don't know which option will take me to that point. So let's try you falling right into my trap.
Oh, we'll see about that. Traps aren't real. The only thing that's real is bloodshed.
Okay, alright, ma'am.
She charges, fully determined to end you in a single move.
Oh, hi.
Left, now. As the princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly.
Oh, I love her.
Strike. Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. She turns to swing again. Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh.
Oh, look at her.
It's nothing. A scratch. Yes, it could be worse. And you managed to gift her another cut in return. I'll be damned. We're actually going to pull this off, aren't we? You just might. But don't let it get to your head. Not until it's over.
Yes, finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart. This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
Kinda hot is all I'm gonna say.
The two of you engage in a devastating flurry of blows, each of you wounding the other again and again.
Oh, here we go.
She's stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady. More! Keep going! We can't stop now! You spy an opening, but this time she's waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms. You're slammed to the ground.
Extremely hot. It's a really hot route.
Nothing! These blows are nothing to us! But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
Oh, hi, ma'am.
You've outplayed me, haven't you?
Yeah, this time at least.
Something feels wrong. Something.
And? Then what happens?
Ma'am. Yeah, the Eye of the Needle. Big fan. Big fan. But you do not have the chance to respond. Nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. That thing reeks of death.
Screw the mirror! We just need to find the princess!
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. I'd like to be somewhere nice.
Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
See. You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
Oh, I love the Eye of the Needle though. She's a dragon lady. She's so hot. How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one yearns to grow and struggle. Even now I feel a will pushing against mine, not realizing that we are one. She will make for a fierce heart. Do not mourn her. We will provide her with the growth she fought for.
Oh, I love her. It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
Let's see. If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me.
Oh, I love her.
Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Let's see. Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow?
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Alright, chat, that's where we're gonna be. Wow, that's where we are going to leave it for today. We're gonna overwrite the very first save, because that's the one I always come back to. I'm gonna put you all on the ending screen. Thank you everyone so much for coming to the stream today. I hope you had a good time. I'm thrilled to be doing happy endings again, or at least, you know, like good endings where I feel like we like each other, at the very least. Now, as mentioned yesterday, I will be back on Saturday. Gosh darn it. The next 3 days, I'm unfortunately just really busy and unable to make it to streaming. So, I'll remind you guys on Discord. I'll make sure you all know. But yes, Saturday is going to be the next streaming day. And we're probably going to be finishing up this run at that point. So yes, we are going to go ahead and end here. If you all are, if you're staying on Twitch, find something cool to watch. If you're leaving Twitch, find something cool to be doing. Take care of yourselves, drink water, take your meds, get some sleep. I love you guys lots. Thank you for stopping around here, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.